quick map update for Season 0 of the Ir0n War. The Ir0n Wars. This is the first Ir0n War. So, the United Commonwealth has recruited many more cavalry brigades and ranger corps. They're very heavily posturing against the Republic of Westerford, threatening full-scale invasion, whilst also having a small defense force against any possible Torosian, which is really just a puppet of the Nordwalde by this point, and skirmishes on the border, because they don't want to deal with any of that. Also, the Nordwalde, they've been having some recruitment troubles. They have managed to recruit a few more infantry divisions for this Totalen Krieg, this total war, but some of them are yet to be formed, and some are meant to defend the great capital. Now, as you see, there's an arrow here. What could this mean? Well, it means somebody's about to get jumped. The Velikostani are preparing a more balanced counterattack against the Nordwalde. In fact, this division is slightly too far and too slow, because they're leg infantry. They don't have trucks to save the 25th Stormtrooper. That will be the next battle whenever that happens. Be these two against these two. Then I'll probably have this guy only be able to come in phase B or phase C to simulate them arriving late to the battle. Now, other news. On the northern front of this war, you can see there's about to be a massive, just a huge, absolutely huge battle. It's going to be insane. The outcome of this, it's going to be these four against those four. 4 Nordwalde, 4 Velikostani. And then these climbers, during this, they'll be doing something. I'm not going to say what they're going to do, but they'll be doing something. Also, because the infrastructure in Velikostan is very weak, a lot of their very faraway divisions are struggling to move a whole lot towards front lines. Alright, let's move on to Westerford. They have not recruited new troops, but they have mobilized against the border of the Commonwealth because they're getting postured against. They don't like that. They're also moving troops north towards the borders of Velikostan. This is about to be an all-out, four-way war here, which, it's going to be insane. The first Ir0n War has truly begun. Now that the map update is out of the way and the update on this world is done, let's talk about the future of the Ir0n Wars in total. So I did make a video about that. We got a comment on it talking that they actually like the first option in liking a new map after every war, which I actually agree with. So what we're going to do, this is probably going to be a very short Ir0n War. I know a lot of hype I just did in the last 2.5 minutes. Probably going to be very short. There's going to be a few decisive battles within the next week or so, and that'll basically decide the fate of all of it, because I'm ready to move on to Season 1. I'm not ready to move on, actually. I want to give this world a nice ending that it's not cheap. I'm not gonna half-ass it. But yeah, this is gonna be shorter than usual. So I'm gonna try to find a way to develop it in a way that's reasonable and not a cheap ending, and try to end it within a week or so. But what I've decided is I'm going to give you a sneak peek of the second Ir0n War. This will be the map for Season 1. Now, you may say these colors are very much red versus blue, and they're very staunch colors, I agree. But it's mostly to see how it's very obviously you can tell who occupies what. And also, as you can see, the divisions are much smaller per province, kind of, per tile or whatever. The tiles don't actually matter all that much, other than me changing the borders and strategic cities and stuff. But yes, this map, I may add some more rivers to it, stuff like that. But as of right now, this is the map's sneak peek. Still W in progress. I got to work on all the divisions and stuff. But yeah, very cool. It's going to be a 3-way war. That's how it's going to be for probably the remainder of the future. Having the Western Allies divisions from Steel Division with Westerford, all the Axis with Nordwalde, and all the Soviet allies with the Velikostani. And I feel like there's enough Western allies and Soviet allies to divvy them up like that, especially once I get more of the DLC, the Normandy DLC and the Tribute to Italy DLC. There'll be a whole lot more for both sides. So yeah, I mean, for the Western faction, really, the Velikostani have a lot of Soviet divisions to work with, so I'm not too worried about that. But for the Nordwalde, I did add a little puppet state, so if there's any real player interest in this, they can come in, and I'll actually let them have some input in what these smaller nations might do. And I might create one for Velikostan, but it seems more objective to just have it be one large nation right now. Yeah, but this is very much work in progress, but that's a sneak peek. This will be not season 2, it'll be season 1. And then every single map after this, I'll try to keep the same kind of three-way war of these colors and such, but I'm definitely going to have to move around, where they are on the map. I'm going to change the continent entirely every time. I think it's going to be really cool. Like the Nordwalde might be on the west and the Westford on the north and Velikostan on the east someday. But it won't be on this map. It'll be on a brand new continent. So all the geographical features would be different, which makes all of the tide of the war different, because I do take account when you see a river here, I make sure to make it a river battle in Steel Division 2. So, yeah, it's going to be really cool. I'm very excited. But for now, we're finishing up this one, which I'm also very excited to do, because I do have some cool plans for how to wrap it up. It might actually, I'm going to try to make sure it does not feel cheap. I didn't save the changes. That's so sad. Let me just remove those again. But I'm not really a big fan of that. These guys will be late. All right. But, yeah, I mean, that's about it. Oh, I need to get the new recruitment back up. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm very excited. It's gonna be nice. A nice narrative war that we're gonna have, which I do plan on finishing up for this one in a nice way. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. That's going to be the future of Ir0n Wars. And be prepared for the first true Ir0n War.